my name is Janos Martenyi, and this is a new episode of My Pride, My Story. My guest today is Torsten Burandt, Mr. Fetish Germany 2020, Mr. Leather Hessen 2019. And we're going to talk about his coming out and about his first Pride experience.
Okay.
Hello, Torsten.
Hi, Janos.
So, when was the first time that you realized that you are different than the other kids?
Very early. It was in the age of 10 or 12 or something like that. Yeah. And I had only a view on men, not on women or on girls or something like that. Yeah, it was very different. And I just couldn't wait to become a man to enjoy what is to enjoy in life. Yeah. But I was grown up in a very small town. And so, yeah, a little bit stupid, a little bit conservative area, and I didn't know much about gay people during that time. Yeah.
Were there any gay bars in that town or any places you could get some information?
No, there was nothing. Yeah, it was just from the education at school. Later on, it was in the 5th or 6th class. In the when we had sexuality, yeah, and all kinds of sexuality. Just to know about everything, the structure, nothing else. And later on, yeah, when I was a young man until 20, then I was very interested. Yeah, and I was able to go out in different towns. So I was grown up in the middle between Bremen, Hamburg, and Hanover, so 3 large cities, and we are a very small town in the middle of that. And so I went to Hamburg first, yeah, and to Amsterdam. Amsterdam is about 400 kilometers, and yeah, that was the first way to go and to improve in gay bars and gay people. And I was really ashamed to go there, yeah. So in the street, I walked about 1 or 2 hours straight on, up and down, and yeah, I didn't go in. Yeah, just watched the people who went in or came out, but I didn't join the bar or the club. Yeah, and also a gay cinema in Hanover. Yeah, it was impossible. I was so ashamed to go there. There was that little boy from the countryside. No, impossible. Yeah, and later on, I think it was in the age of 20, 21, 22. So I went the first time in a gay bar in Hamburg, and I had some fun, which I didn't expect it.
But you already told yourself that you are gay.
I know that, yeah, very early. And yeah, later on, I had the luck that my younger brother is, he's 4 years younger than me. He had his coming out first. Yeah. He had his coming out first, and I did it later. I did it 3 or 4 years later than he did, and there was a time after my father died in '86, and so my mom was there, and I had all the struggles with my mom because after the coming out of my little brother, she went to a doctor just to ask what's happening with him. Yeah. Can we do something? Is there a possibility to get some pills or medicals to stop it?
Let's stop there. Did you know about your brother that he was gay?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
So you spoke between each other and you told each other.
But we didn't spoke with our older brother. He's 4 years older than me, and we didn't talk with my mom at first. Nothing. Yeah. And he started very early with a friend, with a boyfriend, and now he's married with him. Yeah, and yeah, he did the progress and the hard work with my mom at least. Yeah, and I had it a little bit easier. Yeah, but he has it much more easier for his coming out because he was able to move everywhere with a car, and I hadn't got a car during that time, and so I had to hire a car and to go out or whatever. Yeah, and I moved from that little town where was nothing to Passau in '87, and there was also nothing. And then I started to go in the scene and in the community in Vienna. It was the closest town, and had my first improvement also in the leather and fetish scene and community in Vienna then. And my younger brother, yeah, he has it easier. But yeah, it is like it is.
And how was the reaction of your mother when you said that, hey, I'm gay too?
First, did you made something wrong? And then, okay, I will become a grandma without grandchildren. Yeah, and now it's okay. Yeah, since yeah, it's now 85, it's 35 years now, nearly 35 years now, and yeah, for her, I'm her son, and also she has 2 new sons, and yeah, she feels convenient with us. Also, she likes it. Yeah, and she's also interested in our life.
When you think back, how long it took her to get over this period? Because you mentioned she went to the doctor, she was taking pills, etc., and asking how you can change back his son.
I think really 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years. She couldn't accept it with my younger brother. From myself, she thought it, but she didn't knew it. Yeah, so I hid it for a long time, really. Yeah.
You were afraid because of how she reacted on your brother?
Yeah, yeah, and even how the reaction is in the area where I lived, because I moved from one conservative area to the next one in Eastern Bavaria, so very Catholic, very strong, yeah, and very strange, yeah, because there was homophobia everywhere in that area, and so you have to hide yourself as well, yeah. And I become much more, or I get much more freedom and much more liberal life later in Freiburg when I moved here. It was in 88, 89, something like that. Yeah, but also a very conservative area. We had only one gay bar here. A mixed one, also with hetero people and all the stuff. Yeah, it was very interesting. It was also possible to go there in gear or in leather or whatever. Nobody blame you or something, but on the streets they blame you. Yeah, and it is like today they do it like today as well. So in leather and gear, it was possible to go out in Freiburg. You can walk in the street maybe during the daytime, but not at night.
And you were immediately interested in fetish, in leather, or it came with the time?
No, I started with sportswear and in leather. So I bought my first leather pants and jacket very early. I think when I get out and went to the community first times in Hamburg, it was in the middle of the 80s. Yeah, I started directly with the leather scene. And then during the 90s, it was very strange. So with master and slave and all those stuff. So yeah, from one I call it over from one edge to the different one. Yeah, so always strange. Yep.
And what attracted you in this scene?
I think in the leather and fetish community it was yeah, the male stuff. I had problems with my younger brother because he's a little bit like a girl, yeah, with makeup and styling, some rouge, yeah, all stuff. And no, it doesn't attract me. For me, yeah, maybe it was YMCA, village people. Yeah, that was the first yeah, relationship to the leather and gay scene for me. Yeah, this yeah, really male and very masculine stuff.
It was a kind of protest to be a contrapole next to your brother.
Yeah, yeah. I think
you know that you don't want to be like him. And that's why you were looking for a totally different direction.
Yeah, I accept him. That's okay. But he was just like this. This evening I can wear my shirt open. I'm so beautiful. Something like that. That was impossible for me. But it is his life. He's lucky with that. So.
So finally, at what age you came out for your mother?
I think 86. Yeah, it was 24, 25. Yeah.
And you immediately came out for your friends?
Earlier. Because I had the problem when I moved from my little town of Walsrode to Passau. There was a girlfriend who was so in love with me, and she moved also to Passau. Yeah? She just stopped her flat and put all her furniture in a car and went there and wanted to share a flat with me. And that was very strange for me because I didn't want it. Yeah, I let her, but only for a few weeks, and then I told her on the wrong way. Yeah, I don't. I like you, but I don't love you, and it is impossible for me to love you or to fall completely in love with you. And then after a while, she was crying a lot, and then she accepted. Yeah, and we split it. Yeah. But it was late, yeah, and then I had always, a couple of times, I had that problem that too many girls like me and fall in love, and I have to stop. Sorry, I'm gay. Yeah.
And how was the reaction of the other friends who you told that you were gay?
From my school times, it took a while to accepted it, and the rest stopped the friendship. So I lost, except of 2 or 3 persons, I lost everybody. Yeah.
And how you felt that time?
For long relationships or for long friendships, like we know each other since 15 or 20 years. It was hard. I thought it was really hard to stop it, but at least now, if I have the view on it, I think it is okay. It is okay like it happens. It's just an improvement, or yeah, I accept it. Yeah.
In that time, you were depressed because of the friendship who broke?
I was very upset about it, yeah, and told them, yeah, I'm only gay, yeah, I don't want to have a relationship of 3 persons. We are just friends, so it's different, yeah, and yeah, most of them no, stop, gay, it is impossible. Yeah, we are too Catholic or too conservative here, and it is impossible. We don't want to have any relationship with you anymore. Yeah. And yeah, makes me was sorry, very sorrow. I had sorrows, and makes me very confused and angry and everything during that time. But after a while, yeah, we have it. We have the speech in Germany. Wounds are healing after a while, and you have always the possibility to get new friends, which fits to you and yeah, which who accept it.
Today you are living openly gay, so there is no mystery, no secret. Do you still have that kind of reactions? For example, if you meet someone at work or someone new?
Yeah, at work, I started since more than 20 years ago now, just to say, hey, yeah, I'm gay, I am who I am what I am, I like what I like, and it is like it is, and they accept it. Yeah, I just told it after 1 or 2 days to my colleagues, and then they accept it. That's at work. It is very, very easy now because they're very tolerant. But maybe it is because of my profession and my work in a hospital. Yeah, so we have to be tolerant to everybody. Yeah, and here in my neighborhood it is different because we had so I bought a flat here 15 years ago, and we had a lot of struggles and yeah, fights with our neighbors. Yeah, so they throw stones. They made my life very, very worse. Yeah, so they blame on us. They broken our windows. They destroyed our garden. They robbed my post. Yeah, so all the letters. So it is also possible in Germany. You can have you can send a mail to a different post box, and you can do it online without a signature. And they did it, and I didn't note it for a while, and so I had a lot of struggles during that time because all the bills I didn't got. Sometimes I know that I expect something, and I phone to the places where I get the bills, and they told me everywhere it's already sent it, and you have to pay much more if you are not in time with your bills. And later on, they did it yeah, like that I had a lot of problems also by court because I didn't know so many bills, and then yeah, they came from the lawyers and from by court to get my wages directly, yeah, or to stop my accounts on the bank and all those stuff. So I had a lot of struggles, and they are all in. They all laughed only about it, my neighbors. And then later on, I told it in a meeting of all the owners of the flat. We have it once per year that somebody changed my address of my post, and I had a lot of struggles and problems now. And after I told it, it stops. Just 2 or 3 days later, I got my post and my mails back. So somebody here in the house has done it, but who? I don't know. Yeah. But now it's a little bit more silent because so the direct neighbors are very old now, and I think they haven't got the energy to blame me anymore. And the others, yeah, there are 3 or 4 parts that yeah, spoke with me, and we had some direct discussions, and now they calm down. Yeah, it's better, much better now, but only since 4 years now. No. But if you go in our town center, the people are very conservative and very aggressive as well. And again, it's much more strange than it was a couple of years ago. But Freiburg is also very special. Even if you have a lot of students and younger people, you think they are much more modern or something like that, but they are not. I think here in this area, all the conservative parts are in one big crowd. Yes. Yeah.
Let's move to our next topic.
Yeah.
You said that your fetish awakening started a little bit later than your coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you decided that you want to engage for the community?
I engaged with the community, I think 20, 25 years ago the first time, and then with my profession, and also when I worked abroad, and with all the struggles here with my neighbors, I worked a lot abroad in different countries, and when I come back, I thought now again it is time to improve or to give the community something back, because I had a lot of I met a lot of nice people. I have a lot of perfect friends everywhere, and then I thought now instead of just waiting what happens, I can do something for them. And it was very funny. Last year in Frankfurt, because from here, from my area, you can only go to Stuttgart or to Frankfurt. And a friend of mine told me, yeah, if you want to apply for the Mr. job, do that, because he was a candidate. And I said, no, I'm too small, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly. Nobody would vote for me and nobody would listen to me. Yeah. And after a few discussions in Frankfurt, because I didn't know me, only from 1 or 2 meetings before, I came out a meeting with the head of the club and had been already also a candidate for the Mr. Leather Hessen 2019. And that was the start to improve and to work for the community again. Yeah, much more than I did it years before. You know? And yeah, I think it's the right decision.
And now, since a few months, you are also Mr. Fetish Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think in what you have to work in Germany? Because everyone would think that it's a quite open country, but how you explain it, it depends on where you go in Germany.
Yeah, because I think we have completely different areas. So if you compare it with, I always say, if you go to the northern parts of Germany, like Hamburg, Bremen, or Berlin, they're open-hearted and they have their gay community since years, even if they have all their problems also there. Yeah, but they are open-minded. The horizon is more than only to the edge of your plate on your table, like here. Yeah, and in Munich, there are a lot of people from everywhere in the world who live there. It's also a very liberal atmosphere. But if you go even to smaller towns like Regensburg or here to Karlsruhe or whatever, it is difficult. And you have also the countryside and also so many people who move to Germany, who bring their new conservatism also here and their strange minds. And so you have a lot of work on, yeah, here I am, yeah, I am a human being like everybody. The only thing which is different is my sexuality or my orientation in sexuality. And the rest is the same, yeah. And I don't want to divide myself like so I'm gay, I'm something special or something like that. Yeah, I'm a human being. I love men. That's the difference. Nothing else. And most people which I discuss with accept it, and they ask me a lot, and then they calm also down. And I think you have the possibility to change a lot of minds, even in Germany, and you need to do this because yeah, you have this conservative streaming everywhere in the world, even in Germany. If you go to Berlin, you have a special city. I think it's one of the hot spots of gay life in Europe now. And even there you have some problems now in Schöneberg. Yeah, I read it a lot of times with the text and all those stuff, and I think we have to work on those attacks to provide it. Yeah, or even on a pride, just to show here I am. Exactly.
You mentioned pride, so we can connect to our next question. When was your first pride? How old were you?
I think my first pride was in Amsterdam in the early 90s. And the second one in Stuttgart. During the time in Stuttgart, I was a politician and fight for the gay rights, and we fight it during the time not for the marriage here in Germany for gay people, but for that, we call it in German, eingetragene Lebenspartnerschaft.
Civil partnership.
yeah, as a partnership. Yeah, and yeah, we got it during that time. No? And it was quite funny and very very nice in Stuttgart. But Stuttgart with the Pride is also very special because the people are very tolerant, very interested on the street, and even now, if they have their Pride weekend, the atmosphere is very very relaxed, much more relaxed than anywhere else in Germany. Yeah, and so maybe it was a good thing to start there with a Pride.
You mentioned that you were a politician and you were fighting for the civil partnership. Do you think it's important that the prides today still have this Riots part, this part that you are fighting for something, or nowadays it's only a parade?
No, we have to fight. We have to fight for the same rights and equality, equality and all those stuff, because we haven't got it. Yeah, we have some good laws now. Yeah, but you have the barriers in the heads of the people, and there you have to fight, not to get a situation like in Poland or in Central Europe, like it is there now. Yeah, just back to the Middle Ages or something like that. Yeah? And okay, maybe I'm also a little bit conservative. You can march and demonstrate for your rights, yeah, or to get the same rights for gay people or for trans people or whoever. But I think if you have a Pride march or a demonstration on a Christopher Street Day, and you do it naked, I think that's just for a lot of people who watch it. Oh God, what's that? Yeah. I think it's going too far. It's going too strange as well. Yeah. So I try to represent a normal life, and even my clothes are normal, maybe a little bit different, but normal, and I'm covered everywhere. Yeah, but I don't show my sexual action or something like that directly on the street. I think I can do it at home, I can do it in a club or wherever, but not on the street. So that's my opinion. But yeah, now in Germany, I think many people are afraid of people who do that or behave like that. No?
For my last question, if you could be again 12, what kind of advice would you give for yourself?
I would come out much earlier and much easier. I think nowadays most people or younger people have it much easier, because during my time it was a high level of AIDS and HIV and all sorts of stuff there, and I was always afraid to get it. Because you had during the time, yeah, it starts and you hadn't got any a lot information about it. Now they have it easier, yeah, even to practice their sexual life. And I wouldn't hide myself anymore if I come out again, yeah? Because it is not worth it. Yeah? Then it is better to move to a place where you can live and be yourself.